So I went back to the roots of science fiction. Frankenstein by Mary Shelley, arguably the first science fiction novel. The story of a mad scientist who creates horrifying, unnatural monsters for his own sick amusement, like a kind of 19th century Simon Cowell. And this is a trope, a theme that's kind of gone on from then to the modern day. The mad scientist is this recurring figure in science fiction, and it kind of has come to represent a fear of science, which is a bit strange for a genre that relies on scientific ideas and concepts to tell stories. But I think the reason it's persisted as a theme, and it's so powerful as a theme, is because people are just naturally scared of new technology. That seems to be the way that we're set up. When the first railway opened in 1825, I think, or at least a very early railway, the Stockton-Darlington line, people refused to go on it because they thought that if you travelled over 40 miles an hour, you would have a fatal brain hemorrhage, which is remarkable that was taken seriously as a concern. I mean, travelling over 40 miles an hour on a train isn't something that we have to worry about anymore, thanks to Network Rail. But every time a new technological advancement comes along, that there are the same kind of concerns, whether it's Wi-Fi or mobile phones or driverless cars or stuffed crust pizza. People just are terrified. So the cast iron rule of science fiction that kind of draws on that is that robots will always rise up and kill their creators, no matter how much you tell them not to. And if you explore a mysterious kind of uncharted planet, there's a slim chance that you're going to find a benevolent, intelligent alien race or some amazing new technology, but there's a far greater chance that you're going to unleash an unstoppable killing machine, or a virus that wipes out all life as we know it, because that just feels like the more natural outcome to us. Back on Earth, if you are researching how to cure Alzheimer's with genetic engineering, 9 times out of 10 you're going to get hyper-intelligent killer sharks. That's just a basic law of science, which is why it's so hard to secure research funding as a mad scientist, because the outcomes of your research are likely to be quite innovative, like equipping bionic apes with laser pistols and sending them back in time to kill Hitler. That's just, it's quite exciting new territory, but it's hard to prove that that's going to be A, safe, and B, commercially viable. How do you monetize that particular experiment? I guess you could market it as an experience gift, like driving a Formula One car or going falconing. People could give it to their dad at Christmas and say, "Go on, open it. You'll never guess what it is," and he'll tear it open and be like, "Oh, I don't know what the chance to go back in time with an army of bionic apes and assassinate Hitler. How did you know? That's just what I wanted." And he'll find it in a drawer in the kitchen 4 months later and say, "Oh, I must kill Hitler before this voucher expires." So there are ways of getting around that. I think that now we're on the subject, I think that by this point in the history of time travel, we've killed Hitler so many times that we're probably on about our 300th Hitler. Maybe it's working. Maybe the Hitlers are getting gradually better as we go, so we should just keep at it. Maybe our timeline's Hitler number 300, was just a pale shadow of the original Hitler. Hitler number 1, the Hitler that was 20 feet tall and wreathed in flames with wings made of midnight and a funny little moustache, because some things just don't change no matter what you do. But we've got to keep going. We've got to keep killing Hitler until we finally get to one that no one wants to go back in time and assassinate, and he'll just be a kindly old man with a grey moustache sitting by a riverbank painting watercolours. And let's be honest, we'll probably kill him anyway, just to be on the safe side, because we're cautious types. It's better for one innocent Hitler to die than for our army of bionic ape assassins to rise up and kill us. That's the old saying. But because I think they, if we've learned anything from mad scientist theory, it's that our bionic apes would turn against us. The moment that we run out of Hitlers for them to kill, in the first timeline when Mr. and Mrs. Hitler decide that they'd rather have a home office than a nursery, then the bionic apes are just going to tear their creators apart, which is kind of death by natural causes for a mad scientist. It's very hard to explain to the life insurance company. I think the problem here is that you get a lot of mad, practical, experimental scientists. They seem to be attracted to lab work, and you don't get many mad theoretical scientists, doing mad analytical work with their mad statistical models and their mad data sets. That's just not really a thing. It's always bubbling test tubes. It's never sprawling Excel spreadsheets.